Hi travelers, Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot. Today is April 23rd, 2016. It is the day after the full moon in Scorpio. I was doing some, I was doing some work around the house and got the message to come in and do a spread. And what you see here actually are two spreads with two separate decks. I think you should get some pen and paper so you can write some of this stuff down. Um, the first spread I laid was over here with the Marseille Tarot. And I have 9 cards down. Judgment, the Four of Wands, the Two of Wands. The next row, all cups. Page of Cups, Three of Cups, Ace of Cups. The last row down, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Justice card. And what was under the deck is the Eight of Wands. Now, this deck has completely different meaning from the Rider-Waite. So since this was the first deck that I opened with, I'm going to tell you what it is that I see. What I see is here at the top row that something, some decision, okay, something from the past perhaps, because judgment can sometimes speak to karmic issues, but in a sense it's not reading like this is a karmic issue, but we'll take the context of it being from something from the past, some revelation, some news, some message coming in. Now, the Four of Wands here, we can say that the Four of Wands does speak to the home, okay? But in this deck, the Four of Wands is called a stalemate. So this is a situation that someone got some information or something returned from the past, and we are in the retrograde season. But whatever it was, it kind of like created a stalemate, a block, as if someone didn't quite know what to do. Then I have the Two of Wands here. And let me tell you what this card is called. I can't remember quite. It's called Crossroads. This is someone having to make a decision. Okay? Two options before them, and they're hesitating before they move. Now, what I have on the next row is the Page of Cups, the Three of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups. And because this Page of Cups is in line with the Judgment and the page is facing towards the past, this says to me that perhaps someone from the past or a situation having to do with perhaps romance, love, emotions returned from the past. This is about literally two things coming together to make a third thing. Okay, what the book says, it's called birth. It's exactly what the card says. It's birth. Something new, bringing joy and happiness, caring for a child, issues of child-parent relationships, a common project motivated by feelings and not only by interest. Okay, with the Ace of Cups. And we know that the Ace of Cups speaks to the beginning of a love relationship, expression of warm feelings, romantic longing for something extraordinary, emotional and spiritual growth. And then what I have on the last row, the Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Justice card. The Ace of Wands is a creative momentum, active sexuality, strong impulses, energy and drive, life force, beginning of growth, dispersing one's efforts in different directions. With the Queen speaks to a feminine figure with a strong personality. Things connected with food and eating, speaking softly while holding a big stick, or a secure and well-defended position. The last card out, the exit card, is the Justice card. This is a very, very interesting situation. Law and order, legal and court issues, a fair and balanced judgment, a developed conscience, rationality, reasoning by clear rules and common norms, a touch of grace and humanity beyond the objective considerations, act with reason and by the accepted norms. Underneath the deck, I have the Eight of Wands. And this is, as I said, not the Eight of Wands of the Rider Waite. The Eight of Wands is, I'm going to put this all together for you people because this is quite interesting. Regulation. It is possible to advance only by following the rules. Occupation with short-term goals while losing the long-term perspective, and a roadblock. Now, what this says to me is that there was a meeting, a call from the past, two people perhaps meeting up again, coming back together and going forth with it. We know that there were some issues here presently when it started. Once it got going, we run into this stalemate here because we have the birth of something. And it is connected with this queen. She's the really, besides this court card, she's the most prominent court card in the spread. And, perhaps this person, this Queen of Wands, trying to start up something new with the person from the past. What I get is a pregnancy, and it has just been confirmed. Okay? This is what I get. Over here, options, two options, crossroads, someone making a decision. Okay, well, two people coming together. We get a pregnancy. They decide to go ahead and go through with it. So this is not only speaking to a pregnancy, but it's also speaking to the two people coming together to have a relationship. It is a rebirth of a relationship. It is the birth of the relationship. It is a rebirth of the relationship. And there is also a pregnancy here. Now, this card, what did I just say it meant? I forgot. This card says that, let me read it to you again. Occupation with short-term goals while losing the long-term perspective, a roadblock. So in this deck, this would mean you're going to be getting news and things are going to move forward. This says that there's a stop. Something comes to a stop. I said, okay, well, that's cool. Let me lay some more cards because I don't know what this is. I'm reading it and I can see it. As you can see, we have judgment and justice. So there is a legal issue surrounding perhaps both the coming together of these people from the past, but it also could be related to the birth of a child. We have already spoken about the options. Someone deciding, okay, I have two options. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. When I got over here, what I have here in the Rider Waite, the Radiant White, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Coins, the Moon. And we know that just yesterday we had that full moon in Scorpio. Nine of Cups, Eight of Coins, and the Fool card. Page of Swords, King of Wands, the Hermit. Now, I want you to know that the King and the Queen have shown up in two different decks in the same position. This Queen is looking towards the future. This King is looking towards the past. In my eyes, this confirms what I saw here in this first line. Someone coming back from the past, them trying to give a go of it. This is a couple. If they're not both fire signs, then it was a passionate couple, and it speaks to a passionate relationship. But again, it is something from the past. We have another 3 here. And this is someone, we can say he's looking towards the future. Perhaps at the time that this situation came about, he was in future mode. But because we have it here, again in the past line, past vertical column, it's like he was doing his own, this person was doing their own thing. And maybe they had been thinking about this person, like they manifested them up. And they heard from them. Okay? Maybe they communicated with each other. We can see that at the time here at the top with the 3 of Wands, 10 of Coins, and the Moon card, that this person was kind of focused on, I don't know, their home life or the material things, maybe trying to improve the financial situation around the home life or what have you. Then the Moon comes into play. Okay, and I think this is where it begins to change. This speaks to, we know, emotions, hidden emotions, repressed emotions, speaks to fears. Hidden things can speak to illusions and deceptions connected to this 9 of Cups coming out, the Wish card. And now, if I'm not mistaken, I think a couple of readings ago, where this King of Wands, I believe, showed up, and I was saying someone is going to get their wish. But then I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Wheel of Fortune card came out. And I said, you know, this could go either way. Yeah? So suddenly, a wish comes true for this king, because he is attached here. And whatever this thing is, it causes a loss in momentum on what he was working on in the beginning. But whatever it is, he's still willing to work on it. Yeah? Starting fresh and anew. Getting the news, perhaps being happy about it, and focusing on what it is perhaps I can build with this person again. The reason why I say that, 2 of Cups. However, I want you to take a good look at these corner cards here. The Moon mirroring the Page of Swords. This tells me that either some information has not come out, or someone is afraid of finding out something, or someone is denying something that they know. It could be their intuition is telling them something, and they're kind of in a delusional state. Neptune, Pisces here. But it could also be that there's something hidden, quote unquote, in plain sight. Now, this could also be, in this situation, perhaps that maybe when this meeting occurred again, there's been some talk around the family about perhaps getting back together or something, and them trying to work it out here. Okay, we you know, there's a digression from a 10 to an 8. Here I have the digression of the 4 to the 2. Okay, the 3 to the King. I do have this whole row is, this is the vertical future column, is all major arcana cards: the Moon, the Fool, and the Hermit. What I'm getting, this last row, the Page of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Hermit, as if the cards are saying, after all is said and done, this guy ends up alone. He's got to rethink some things. I think because something surprised him that he did not see coming, even though he was willing to go forward and really was looking forward to it. If this has not happened, it's going to be happening very soon. Moon. Something is going to come out that's going to, I think, and this is the Uranus card, so it's something sudden. I think the reconnection was sudden, perhaps unexpected. Nevertheless, the person was willing to go forward with it. But then we have this card, which is a step back from this beautiful energy here across these rows. I want you to look at this. 9 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, the Fool, Page of Cups, 3 of Cups, the Ace of Cups. To me, that says that, you know, this was something that they were willing to work on, to build together. It was a wish of someone returning back, and it was the beginning, something sudden, quite unexpected. That's like a second chance. I think I did a couple of readings about second chances coming up. But when I go back to this spread, what stands out to me the most is that this guy is looking this way and she is looking that way. And what I'm feeling about this situation is that this chick is pregnant. She has just found out she's pregnant. I'm not exactly sure this guy knows it yet, but it will be coming up. So why do you say that the Hermit comes out? I think this is something unexpected with her. What I'm feeling is that this guy is going to find out that the baby is not his, or she's not pregnant for him, and she kind of springs it on him as if to say, well, you know, I was in another relationship before we got back together and I just found out that I'm pregnant. That brings a what? A halt to a situation that may have had some promise. So I wanted to know what it was really that I was looking at. I pulled the Sabilas out. And this is how the cards go, if I'm not mistaken. That goes there. Hold on, because I want to make sure I get this right for you. That goes there. 3 Sabilas that I pulled on the top row. The Doctore, Fedeltà, Allegrezza al Cuore, 3 of Wands, 10 of Coins, and the Moon. This return of this person was something that I think someone wanted. It helped them in some way. They were again going to be placed in a situation where they could nurture or help or take care of. There was a loyalty and a fidelity in this situation, or this person to this male, to this female, and they were very, very happy about it. Comes out on the emotions, okay? Maybe they didn't even realize how much they missed the person. And if I'm not mistaken, wait a minute. Yeah, no, sorry. Goes like this. Look, sorry. The Doctore on top of the 3 of Wands. The Fedeltà to the 9 of Coins. And the Allegrezza al Cuore to the message. Happiness, to hear from the person. Just, again, just what the person needed to hear at the time. Down the center, 10 of Coins, 8 of Coins, King of Wands. What this is saying to me is that this came about through work. Perhaps the people came back together. They met together through a work situation. Conversations began. Desperate jealousy. Now, I'm not looking at this as if there's actual jealousy here, because this card can speak to extreme worries, fears, and anxieties. And maybe this was surrounding, well, shit, how am I going to do this? It goes from a 10 to an 8. The Viaggio. And again, he's facing in the past situation. So this tells me that this is a past situation coming up from this guy. And it did occur for him on a trip. The Moon card. The Militare. Someone being caught unawares. Okay. And I think also trying to keep this situation under wraps. Now, I think maybe the person is getting a hint that something's not quite right. Maybe they've already been told now. The moon comes out up here. This is in the past position, so maybe they're just now getting this news, you know, yesterday, maybe day before, maybe this weekend, this week perhaps, and maybe trying to keep this situation under wraps. But also, in a sense, kind of like maybe they're, in a way, it's going to give them an opportunity to get away from the La Namica. Now, because I have the 2 3s, this tells me that there's somebody in the background that may have been pushed to the back, pushed to the side, um, that does not know about this situation. Maybe this King of Wands has cut off communications. Maybe they're saying, you know, I'm on a trip, or I'm busy. I can't talk to you right now. And so you're kind of unaware of the situation going on. But we have the Morte card. And what this tells me is that this situation is going to be kaput with this La Namica. The reason being is because this chick is pregnant. The judgment, the rebirth, the call, the stalemate, now choosing the options of the past. I have the Falsita card, the Sacerdote, the single man, and the Prigione. To me, this is saying, and this is how these were laid out, that this guy has either gotten the news or he's going to get the news. And even though he was willing to go ahead and go into the relationship, but now that he gets it, he wants to hang on to his singlehood, his single status. That may not be apparent to this chick yet, but I do feel that there could be some negotiations here, because I have this conversation card here. The next row on the Page of Cups, 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups. Again, communications. Limoneo on top of the 3, going forward with it. Dirante, this was a stupid behavior, a stupid action on this new thing. This is coming about because of the news of the pregnancy. Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, Justice card. The Virgin. He never slept with this chick. Maybe he wanted to. Maybe he was just about to when the news crops up. Costanza, remaining faithful, maybe perhaps chaste. He never slept with her. Denari, that's going to be his safety and his security to get out of the situation. Now he knows the truth. On the obstacles, here. The letter. Consolante sorpresa, a comforting surprise. Lecherezza, the sex. This is going to be coming out that about this situation, this person that you have not heard from or has been very spotty in their communication. And I'm not saying that this is going to come out very quickly. We are in retrograde season. Mercury retrograde comes up this weekend. But I think eventually you're going to be getting some of this information from this person. This is a little bit of a heads up for you. Over here on the 2 of Cups, who do I have? Speranza, the hope. The Lamante, the person who's been cut out. The Sospiri, a long time in coming. Now, look. Okay? And for me, what this is saying for me, to me, and look, over here underneath the Sabila deck, the Donna Maritata, the woman with children. It could even be that this chick has other kids, but she's just now found out she's pregnant again. It is not the King of Wands. And this could indeed be 2 fire signs, but it could be of any sign, anybody who is in this situation. even this, the call, the rebirth, the reawakening, there was something fake about it. Now, I happened to get up because I was washing clothes to go back and check the load of clothes, and realized I walked by my kitchen table. This was left lying on the kitchen table. I did not know it was missing from the deck. This is the card of watch and wait, waiting until the situation ripens. Know that you have some things behind you, but there's something else coming up. I think it could very well be that it may be rather difficult for you. It's a 10. It could be like a burden. It could be stress. It could be anxiety. It's going to make you question your faith because the wands speak to a spiritual journey. But rest assured that this is a 9, and the 10 is the last of a cycle. You're going to get through this. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I don't know if I should pull another card. Yes, I shall. 1 second. Let me grab the Heart Oracle Tarot and see what this says. Look, I don't know how this situation, this is a general reading, so I don't know how this situation is going to play out. If any of you are going through this, for that, you need to get a personal reading. And I'm telling you this now because this is the last week to get the $20 off any reading that I have. You can click on the little eye or look at the card at the bottom. I don't know which one I'm going to be doing. That should take you directly over to the website. For those of you asking for my email address, it's in the About Box section. And I have a website. All of that's in the About Box section. I'm going to pull a Heart Oracle Tarot. I have not used these in a while. And maybe this will give us a little bit of advice. I don't think this is going to happen quickly at all. You know, and again, it could go either way. And I say that in terms of once you get the news, this could go either way. And I say that because I have the suspiety, a long time waiting. You know, but there's that ship in that card. See that? That ship. It means, you know, that you might, while you're going through this, you might decide after all is said and done, you know what? Man, screw this. So, because it appears like, in one respect, this Lamante, this female lover, she was an option and not a choice. You know, but only you can decide how that can play out for you. You know, you're still waiting. But the Two of Cups says that there's a strong bond there. There's a recognition. And it might be that you can work through that situation. Why this 10 will be coming up after this 9. So let's see. I'm going to pull one Heart Oracle Tarot to see if it can give us just some advice. Not an outcome. Some advice on the best way. I think it would behoove you to take these retrogrades and do some reflection. Really, it would. You don't want to start anything new under a retrograde, and that could be why this didn't go about. And Mercury, you know, communications, things aren't what they appear to be. We have Pluto, the god of the underworld, transformation, secrets, sex, death, taxes, deadly serious agreements, sexually intimate agreements, and then Mars. The impetus to go forward has been removed because Mars it's the fiery and it rules Aries. And see, look, this started, as far as I'm concerned, back around the end of March when the sun first came into Aries, that this person came back. This work situation where they met perhaps came back right at the beginning, at the end of March, beginning of April, somewhere along there, 2 weeks out on either side. Darkest fears. This is the 9 of Swords. I'm sure this is activating for some of you. This is all about Pluto. Activating things that have kept you stuck in relationships, fears, nightmares, suspicion, doubt. And maybe you've been feeling like this person has been making you feel that way, but actually the situation has come about to get you to deal with, that's the way you feel. This is the trigger for making you feel that way, and you need to figure out why it is you feel that way. But again, the Pluto energy is all about change and transformation. So it would really behoove you during this retrograde. I mean, this will be the first time in 10 years that we've had 5 or 6 planets in retrograde at the same time. So this is the universe trying to get you to, because this is about destiny, karma, and fate. So this is the universe trying to get you to recognize whatever your wounds are, whatever your fears are, deal with those things. Look, it's not nice, it's not pretty, it's ugly. You may be slinging snot and crying and curled up in a fetal position in the bed, but once you come out on the other side of this, you're going to be a much stronger person, in whatever way that means for you. And this does not mean, that perhaps the two people, this king and that Lamante, don't get back together. Okay, but what it's going to require is everybody being very, very honest, not only with each other, but with themselves. I do think that this queen is going to move on, to move forward. I did not see the Il Nemico come out. I don't know if that really means anything, but I do not feel that this king, that this baby, because he never slept with her. He wanted to. He wanted to. He wanted to. But this is the virgin, the untouched woman. He wanted to. There's the ace. He wanted to. But for whatever reason, he didn't. He didn't. It's like he restrained himself from doing it. He had the opportunity, but he chose not to. And I think that is what is going to save him, in whatever way that means. All right, that was quite interesting. There's the spread for you. I hope the messages help, and I'm going to be trying to work on the monthlies here in this coming week. They're not going to be individuals. They're going to be the air, earth, water, and fire. And so be looking for those. Until next time, namaste.